Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now I've recently been on holiday to Cancun, as you can see, where I spent most of the time eating, doing a little bit of drinking, lazing about in the pool, having some fun at a water park, playing golf and walking along the beach. Oh, and drinking some more. So it's fair to say that my lifestyle hasn't been that healthy over the last 12 days. So I thought it would be a good idea to jump into roughly an hour and a half long race around Shorelines and Summits in Watopia. So welcome back to me. Now it's going to be interesting because previous to this race and previous to going on holiday, I spent a lot of time on Zwift. My fitness was improving, which I was really happy about. I know I'll keep banging on about the Flamme Rouge racing tour, but you know, that really helped get my fitness up. And I knew I was going to have this holiday and I knew I was going to have some time off the bike. So it's just interesting to see now, after having some time off on holiday where I've basically been living the dream for a couple of weeks, how it's affected my cycling. So hopefully this video will give you a bit of an insight to how it's affected me and maybe the things that you can, I guess, learn from me about what to do and what not to do when you go on holiday. Now, for me, I really wanted to have a good time, and as I say, I've been on the bike a lot recently, so I thought, you know, a well-deserved break, but I knew this was coming and I knew I perhaps would lose a little bit of fitness. So this course, I want to say that this course was amazing. I think it's got a bit of everything. So it's obviously got the new kind of Watopia landscape around the kind of coastline here, the backside of the Epic KOM, and then we go up the Epic KOM and then even up the radio tower, which was yeah, interesting. So for me, really, I just wanted to see what I could do in this race, and I'm just hanging on to a group here because it was a mass start. So I was just holding on to the, you know, the fastest group that I possibly could without completely ruining myself at the start of this race. And some of the B's and the A's have gone off at the front there. So we're not going to bring those guys back or those girls back. So I just thought, you know, I'll just hang out in this group for a little bit. And, you know, this rolling bit of Watopia, you know, I did this the other day. I raced this. It was my last race before I actually went on holiday. So go and check out that video. And yeah, I didn't do too badly, but I sort of made quite a few attacks when I perhaps shouldn't have done. So, you know, I've just been learning from that. I was just sat in the pack for most of this. You know, I wasn't ever going to attack anyone. And, you know, for my own benefit, I just wanted to see where I could finish. Now, I just want to say I've just recently passed 500 subscribers. So I just want to say welcome to all of those that are new. And for all of those that have been with me for a little while, thank you so much. It's amazing to have you all along, and yeah, thank you for those that comment, like, and subscribes. Just means a lot to me, so thank you very much. So as you can see here, we're just coming out of the main kind of Watopia shoreline bit, let's call it that, and we're coming up to the kind of Epic KOM here. Now I'm feeling okay. You know, I've put out a few watts. It's not exactly been a zone 2 ride, but we're 37 minutes in here, and I kind of feel like all I'll be able to do up this final climb is hold from between, you know, maybe 200 to 250 watts and see where I am at the end of it. Now we are with quite a few B's here, and I think roughly within the C category I'm about 13th, 14th, something like that. So in fact maybe a little bit higher, maybe about 7th or 8th. So I'm just trying to do my best here to kind of save as much energy as I possibly can before getting to the Epic KOM, which we're just coming to here. And yeah, I'm not going to worry if people sort of go off the front here. I'm just going to try and hold a steady wattage without completely cracking. Now, I know that I've obviously lost a little bit of fitness from being away. The other thing to mention is I've also put on 3 kilograms. So I've updated my weight obviously before this, and it's something that I do regularly. I check my weight before I race, and I always update it because I personally think you should do whenever you race. It takes, you know, 10 seconds to get on the scales and weigh yourself and then update it via the app. So yeah, put on 3 kilograms. So I knew this was going to be a little bit of a tricky one up the incline, but yeah, I'm not feeling too bad at this stage. My heart rate's not crazy. I remember the last time I had a bit of time off, which was when I went to Vegas earlier on in the year, and I think I might have been ill. I was a little bit ill at that time as well. When I first started again, my heart rate was back up, I think, at like 185, something like that, 186. And I just, I found it really difficult at that point. But here, my heart rate's around 152. Now, maybe that means that I'm not trying hard enough, quite possibly. But, I'm just holding what I can do. I've got, to be honest, I had visions of when I went up the Alp in that 4 horsemen or 5 horsemen race that I did. So I didn't want to completely crack at this point. And as I say, we're 51 minutes in, so it's uncharted territory for me here. And yeah, there are a few coming past me, but this is, as you can see from the little graph down the bottom, it's mainly zone 3 for me with a little bit of zone 2 thrown in. And kind of when it levels off, I do tend to when it levels, if I don't kind of kick on more, I kind of let myself go back into zone 2 and just have a little bit of a rest. But yeah, not been passed by loads of C category Cs. There are a couple that have kind of come past me here, but I know that I'm not actually feeling as bad as I thought I would, so that is a major positive. Now we have got the Zwift Racing League. Obviously that's kicked off, and I wasn't available for it last week because I obviously was on holiday. This week I've said that I can't race because I really would like to get myself ready by being a little bit fitter. And plus with our team, Rafa, there's quite a few guys that want to race and that are available, so I kind of took myself out of contention for the team this week. But I should be back in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to really focus on a bit of, like as I said before, a bit of zone 2 work, but the threshold stuff also really works for me. So I'm going to try and get into a few more races and see where I am in a week or so's time. But it's actually I do enjoy rebuilding the fitness. So even though I'm we're an hour in here and I'm just kind of feeling a little bit like I want this to end at this point, but I've almost got a second wind here. I'm just trying to stick with, as you can see, Reed, who's just sat on my wheel at the moment, which is okay. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, don't want to crack. Don't want to completely go back into zone 2. It's good to get a little bit of rest here. Now, what I didn't actually realise before this race started is this race finishes at the very top of the radio tower. So as I say, I think this would be a great course for ZRL or something like that, or one of the Flamme Rouge tours. I really enjoyed it. It's got that rolling hill at the start, and then it's got obviously this climb. So I think it's got a bit of everything. It's got quite a few sprints obviously in there as well, and then this is a good KOM. But I've just actually managed to sort of pull a 1 second, 2 second gap away from the Reed that was behind me as we come through the top of the KOM banner here. So I knew it was just the radio tower to go, which I wasn't really looking forward to. Reed has now pulled back in front of me, and they're now gone, which is fine. So all we've got really is a couple of C's behind me that I just want to make sure that I finish in front of. I don't want to come this far and then lose because I'm not putting in the maximum effort that I possibly can do up this hill. But as I say, I'm quite pleased so far with what I've done. Hour and 15 minutes on the bike, not feeling completely sick, and I know this is going to be quite a good bit of kind of initial training, an initial benchmark for me following my break. So overall, I'm pretty happy with what I've done here. The only thing, you can see the Polish chap behind me, he's 34 seconds at the moment behind, and all of a sudden he kicks up to 5 watts. So there's no way that I want to lose. And I'm thinking, right, well, the person in front of me is 17 seconds behind. He's like literally gaining like seconds, like loads. So I have to put the power down here, which was probably a good thing, a good little test, because he was catching me very, very quickly. But thankfully for me, we crossed the line here. A pretty good result. I'm very, very happy with that. So, does having a lot of time off the bike really hinder you? Yes, it definitely does. But it was fantastic to get back into it. I've done the usual and stuck the old Zwift power results up there. So 10th position, not too bad. I'm really happy with my 20 minutes actually. So a really fun one to get back into it. So let's see how we get on from here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.